Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Here's Johnny.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
I keep passing it by. I'm like,
Hi,
I'm not
and welcome
in the mood
to
for
another
that.
edition of Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
Hey, and I'm Don Tretley. Welcome to the show.
Been a few weeks since we've done our last show. Fortunately for us, this past Sunday was the 95th Annual Academy Awards, so we're going to bring you up to speed on who won, the big winners of the night. First, I just wanted to mention the box office. This is a movie that I want to see. I don't know if you're interested in going to see it or not, but Scream 6 opened up number one at the box office, $44.5 million.
I believe it.
A pretty good opening. I just watched the last Scream. I didn't like it the first time I watched it, and I got it from the library and watched it again, and I liked it a lot better the second time I watched it. We saw the trailer for this.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was when we saw the Knock at the Cabin. And it definitely intrigued me. I want to see it. That opened at $44.5 million. Creed 3 opened last week strong. Had another follow-up weekend very strong with $27.3 million. That's already up to over $100 million in its second weekend.
Right.
That's another movie I want to see too, by the way.
I saw good reviews for it, too, for Creed.
Yeah.
I don't know about Scream. I didn't see the reviews yet.
I think I saw Scream got like 7.5 on IMDb, which is pretty high for a horror movie, you know. I haven't heard a lot of good things about Ant-Man and the Wasp. I read an article saying that that's kind of like this person's opinion of maybe possibly the worst of all the Marvel movies.
Wow.
And it hasn't even made $200 million yet. And it's been out for 4 weeks. You know, generally a Marvel movie's pretty much close to about $400 million by 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't look at...
When was the last Marvel movie before Ant-Man that came out? I'm trying to think what came out before that.
Well, was it
Doctor Strange, maybe?
Yeah, it was Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange was the last big one?
And then before that, I think, was Spider-Man, which was huge. Spider-Man was absolutely huge, over $800 million.
Oh, the Black Panther.
Black Panther, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
That was before. That was good. I like Black Panther, even though I fell asleep for the first half of it. But it is on Disney Plus, so I am going to watch it again. I'm just going to check real quick to see what Ant-Man gets.
I guess all the Marvels make a lot of money. They come out and...
They do. I mean, I'm not saying $200 million is not a lot of money, but I mean, that's very low for a Marvel movie. It gets a 6.5 on IMDb. That's not terrible.
No.
It's definitely not one of their higher rated movies. But yeah, that's a strong opening weekend for Scream, $44.5 million. And I'm glad to see Creed's doing well, $100 million in its first 2 weekends. That's a very solid start. So I did actually get a chance to live stream the Oscars. I know you tried and you were... I never emailed you. I got to remember to do that. You tried and you didn't get a chance to. The big winner was Everything Everywhere All at Once, taking 7 Academy Awards.
Right.
Won every big award pretty much. I mean, it won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Film Editing.
Definitely the movie to see.
So that's, I mean, certainly those are all really big awards. He wasn't my choice to win, but I am glad that Brendan Fraser won Best Actor because we had talked about it before. I feel like the last 15 minutes of that movie pretty much kind of sealed the Oscar for him because I thought he was excellent. I was hoping Colin Farrell would win, but can't really argue with Brendan Fraser. I haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, but...
And here you go, people. I'm going to tell you about it. I've fallen asleep on the movie twice. Not because it's boring by any means. It's just...
timing. It's timing.
It's the timing. I went to see it in the theater. I couldn't stay awake. I rented it. I brought it home. I was too tired. I couldn't stay awake. I got it the other night out of the library, hoping to watch it so I could talk about it today. And we had the power outage. So it is not meant
to be, Don.
For me to see this movie.
But having me, you, and Alex talk before the show, just listening to him and you kind of talk about what you've seen and him seeing it, it sounds like it's a pretty good movie. Sounds like the performances were pretty spot on. So
it is. It's a pretty exciting movie. It's just well done. It's a good-looking movie, well acted. You know, I mean, it's just I just haven't been able to get through it. I think the universe just doesn't want me to explore this thing yet.
So is Michelle Yeoh won the Best Actress for it?
It's funny because I just happened to be like flipping through IMDb, and she was in some other movie that I was looking at.
Wasn't she in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Was she?
I want to say that was like her big introduction to
I
Hollywood.
didn't get to see that either. I was at the movie theater here in Bellows Falls, and the film broke, or the projector broke or something, and that's where I got free tickets. They gave me free tickets to a Classics night for that, but I still didn't get to see that either.
So is it Hee Kwan? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Sounds right.
Sounds like it. The little kid from The Goonies won Best Supporting Actor for it. I heard he was excellent in it. And Jamie Lee Curtis won Supporting Actress, which I'm kind of glad because she's pretty much been the face of Halloween, which is one of my favorite horror franchise of all of them. And this was her first Oscar nomination, and she won. So I was happy for her.
She won her first time around.
Yeah,
that's great.
Good for her. And what's she, like 65?
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
I don't know how old she is, but so yeah, those were the big winners. I mean, I thought Cate Blanchett might be the favorite to win actress.
Yeah, but I wonder if sometimes with the Oscars, she's already won once for Best Actress and once for Best Supporting.
Right.
So do they kind of feel like, we've already given it to her before. We don't need to give it. It's like Meryl Streep. Do we need to give it to this person every year?
I mean, the Meryl Streep argument, though, is she only has 3. It's been nominated like almost 30 times.
Right.
So her winning percentage is terrible, But I don't know. I think a lot of people kind of expected Austin Butler actually to win lead actor for Elvis. That's just, I was reading up just predictions leading up to the Oscars that night, and a lot of people thought Austin Butler was going to win.
Wow, I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't. It's streaming on HBO Max. For some reason, I just haven't.
It's on my list. I almost went to see it. I actually went to see Tar instead of Elvis.
How did you like Tar?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And I thought Cate Blanchett was great. There was a point I was watching it, and I'm like, it was hard for me to believe I'm watching somebody in a movie because she'd integrated the character so well.
Is it kind of like? Is it a little like Whiplash? Or no?
No, because there's nobody in it like the student role in Whiplash. There's no student in it, but it's. I'm trying to think what it would be like. It's kind of like she gets caught up in a scandal. Like she starts to get really big, and then her life just starts to unravel. Scandals start to come out about her and stuff like that, and it's interesting. And the director hadn't made a film in quite a while. I want to say like 15 years or something.
Todd Fields.
Todd Fields.
Did he do In the Bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good movie.
And then he did one after that.
That was a good movie.
But I can't, and that was nominated. That was pretty heavily nominated. In the Bedroom.
Yeah, I think Sissy Spacek was nominated for. I think it was nominated for lead. She was nominated for lead actress. I think Tom Wilkinson maybe lead actor or supporting actor. I don't remember. And I think it was nominated for Best Picture too.
Yeah.
I liked that movie. I thought that was a really good movie.
I think he did something shortly after that, and then he's been on hiatus, and the movie had a very different feel to it than what you expect. I don't know how to explain it, but really interesting movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, we saw some other good ones too. We saw Banshees.
Yep.
The Banshees of Inisherin, which we both enjoyed a lot.
Liked a lot. Yep. I liked The Fabelmans. I thought The Fabelmans was really good.
Right. Fabelmans was solid. Solid movie. I don't know if I would say it was the best picture of the year, but I mean, it was a very good Steven Spielberg movie. I think, when it comes to Best Supporting Actor, and we said this after we saw Fabelman, I mean, Judd Hirsch just knocked it out of the park.
He's not in it for very long, but he's perfect in it,
Right. Well, maybe that's the difference with this movie, where this actor was in almost the entire movie.
Yeah.
The guy who won Supporting Actor.
Which probably makes him more memorable because, he's in it. Because The Fabelmans was, like 2 hours, like 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Judd Hirsch was not in it for very long at all. But we saw Top Gun, Maverick, and I still say that was the best picture that I saw this year.
It was very good. Yeah,
I thought it was
an
excellent movie.
So there were, at least we're talking about this, there were a lot of good movies that came out this year.
Yeah. that I think a lot of it was because they couldn't be released when they were supposed to be released, so a lot of them got pushed back. But
That's true.
whatever, it worked out good for us. It was a good year for movies.
That's true. And it's a little, things are different now, too, because there's a lot of stuff that gets put on streaming now that doesn't even make it into the theaters.
Yeah.
I know the past couple years there was, what was it, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom? Is that the one? Am I thinking of something different?
I don't remember.
I think that's the one. And then, I shouldn't do this. I should drink more caffeine before I do the show so I can remember things. But the actor, the one that died real young.
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman was in it, and he was nominated for that movie. I don't think that ever made it to the theaters. I think that was directly straight to streaming.
Yeah, and he was expected to win.
Yeah.
And Anthony Hopkins won out of kind of nowhere. For what was it, like the
The
Father, yeah.
They came out with another movie called The Son.
I saw that.
It doesn't
I haven't
involve the
seen it.
same family. It's the same director, I think.
Anthony Hopkins is in it though, isn't he?
I don't know.
could've
I think about it. I'm trying to think of who was it.
Is Hugh Jackman the son?
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
That's who
I
it
think
is.
Anthony Hopkins is in it. Because I think he's just got a supporting.
And this one did not get nearly the good accolades that the father did. But Anthony Hopkins was pretty tremendous.
Gets 6.2 on IMDb.
And I liked Chadwick Boseman's acting too. I thought his performance was really great. But boy, if you watch The Father, it's hard not to.
It's hard to disagree with giving it to Anthony Hopkins.
And I love Anthony Hopkins too. I know Chadwick Boseman's great too. It's hard to choose.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins is in it.
He is, okay.
But that's got a good
But
cast.
I don't think he plays the same character either.
Hugh Jackman, Laura Dern, Vanessa Kirby,
Right.
Anthony Hopkins, that's a really good cast.
Yeah, they didn't feel like that one was as strong as The Father. But there's been a few movies, I guess, that they've made about dementia.
Oh, is that what that?
They made this one The Father. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
It's one of the reasons that he won is just, I think it was topical. I think he did a great job. Just gripped that character. And there's another one, Still Alice, with
I haven't, with Julianne Moore.
Right.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't either, and it's on my list. It's been there forever. I really need to watch that movie. We both need to watch that movie.
Yeah. The Father gets an 8.2.
Really?
So an 8.2
Oh, yeah.
versus a 6.2. So
Yeah.
quite a bit of difference.
Big difference.
I actually do want to look up Still. I'm actually going to write these down because I do want to watch both of these. I didn't realize The Father was about dementia. I knew that Still Alice was. That's the reason why it's called Still Alice is because you're still Alice, even
Right.
though, so yeah. But she won Best Actress for that. And I always thought that she was a really good actress.
Yeah, she always deserves to be nominated. She's had a lot of great performances.
Oh, Alec Baldwin's in there. I didn't know that. And Still Alice gets a 7.5, so that's pretty solid. That's pretty high.
Yeah, anybody I know that's seen it has said, "Oh, you got to see this movie."
A linguistics professor and her family find their bonds tested when she is diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Yep. Kristen Stewart's in it as well. So that's got a pretty good cast, too. Kate Bosworth. So, yeah, no.
Yeah, that's a good movie to see.
I didn't realize that's been out that long. Came out in 2014. It's almost 10 years old. I did not realize that.
So this woman, this character, must have been pretty young at the time that she started to come down with Alzheimer's.
Yeah, because how old do you think Julianne Moore is?
I'd say she's got to be around the same age I am.
'Cause
So she's got to be like 60. I'll bet she is. I can't imagine she's much younger than that.
62. She's going to be 63 this year.
Yeah.
I actually just watched. You're gonna pick on me, but I just started watching The Hunger Games over again, and she's in the last two, and she still looks good.
How many are there?
4.
There's 4. Okay, so there were 3. The 3 had Jennifer. What's her name?
Lawrence?
Yeah.
No, she's in all.
Oh, she's in all
She's
4.
a star. Yeah, she's a
Now,
star.
aren't they coming out with new ones? But Jennifer Lawrence isn't in it. They're prequels or something.
Not that I know of.
Oh.
Maybe they're not that I know of. No, but yeah, no, she plays. I forget she's the queen or something like that. But no, she still looks really pretty, And I just watched Crazy Stupid Love. Have you seen that?
Is that with Steve Carell?
Yeah, she's in that too. That's good. you know. But
Yeah, she's always really good. She's one of those actresses that if I see her name on a film, it'll draw me in.
Yeah, it'll make me want to see it. Yeah, absolutely. And Crazy Stupid Love is one of those movies that has an amazing cast. You know, I mean,
Right.
Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, her, Emma Stone, Kevin Bacon's in it. You know, it's got a lot of good actors in it. But that's a really good movie. I forgot what
Yeah,
I was
every
going
so
with that.
often she's in a movie that's not, it's a little weak, but most of the time she picks good stuff.
I mean, Boogie Nights gets a 7.9. The Kid's All Right gets a 7.0. Far From Heaven gets a 7.3. Magnolia gets an 8.0. I mean, she gets some good movie roles, and she delivers. You know, I mean, she's really good. And I haven't seen Magnolia, but I really like The Kids Are All Right. I think 7.0 is actually kind of low in my opinion.
Maybe, yeah.
I really like that movie. You know, that's got a really good cast.
Mark Ruffalo.
I really like Mark Ruffalo. I think he's an excellent actor. And actually, the kid from the boy from the Hunger Games, Josh Hutcherson's in it too. Before the Hunger Games, before he got like really famous. And the girl that's in I don't know how to pronounce her name, but the girl that's in Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton's version of it, she plays
right.
Alice. Maya I don't know how to pronounce it.
Weskova.
Yeah, whatever. They're the two kids that they find out. They want to know who the real dad is. The whatever it's called. The father is.
The donor dad.
The donor, yes. Thank you. I'm trying to think of the word. I couldn't think of it. But no, that's a good. I liked it. I thought that was a really good movie. It's like a dark comedy. I think
Who's her partner in it?
Annette Bening.
Annette Bening. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it was somebody good.
It's a really good cast. I mean, top-notch cast. You know, 'cause I think they're all excellent actors. I think Mark Ruffalo was actually nominated. I think two of the actors in this movie were actually nominated. I think it was him and Annette Bening were both nominated.
Bring
Yeah, they
Mark
both were.
Ruffalo. We haven't seen that much of him lately since.
Since the Avengers, I mean, he hasn't done any.
Oh yeah, I was going to say Spotlight, but
No.
you're right. He's been
no,
in
well,
Avengers.
he's
as
the Hulk, but I mean, I was gonna say I haven't seen him in a real movie other than the Avengers.
I bet he has, but we just
I feel like
he's not high profile.
No, I feel like he does a lot of like behind, like he doesn't want to be high profile exactly, because
Right.
you saw Collateral, didn't you?
With Tom Cruise.
Do you realize
A long time ago.
he's the cop in that?
Oh no, I didn't.
It does not. You should go back and watch it and be like, that's Mark Ruffalo. It was before he became kind of like a household name, But I just
When
watching.
did I first see Mark Ruffalo? I'm thinking it was the movie. Was he in the movie with Robert Redford, The Castle? Was it called The Castle?
Last Castle.
Last Castle.
He might be. I haven't seen that. I think James
I think-
Gandolfini's in that.
And James Gandolfini, yeah, he plays
Yeah.
the warden. And there's another real good actor in it. What's his name?
Popping it up right now. Yeah, Mark Ruffalo is in it. And Delroy Lindo.
Yep.
Gets a 6.9. I'm gonna have to rate that. I want to see this too. That's a really good cast.
Yeah,
Here, I'll scroll down if you want to look at it.
I thought that was a good movie. I still remember it with Robert Redford. I like Robert Redford.
Yep, I do too.
He's getting a little older, so we don't see him. He's lucky if he makes a movie a year now.
I didn't even know he was still making movies. I think the last one I saw that he made when it actually came out was Lions for Lambs. That was a long time ago. But
Doesn't he do one? What's it called? A Man with a Gun?
I don't know.
That's something he did. Recently he did,
I got him right here. I can pop it up.
and I think he did one with Jane Fonda not too long ago either.
There's like two living legends for here.
Yeah, that'll bring you to the movies just to get to see them up. Because I think they made a movie, God, I want to say early '60s together. Was it something about the grass? Not Splendor in the Grass. Don't Walk on the Grass or something like that. I don't know. It was a romantic comedy. I think it was Robert Redford and Jane Fonda way back when.
When you pop up his name, obviously the first clip that they show is Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Right.
I love that movie. I watched that recently. You got me onto that.
I could watch that one again. I just watched The Sting not that long ago. We had it in town for Classics
I know, I
Night.
missed it, and I don't even remember watching it.
Well, you know what? Because I had read critiques about it, and they said that it won Best Picture, and they thought that it was not as good as we remembered it being. And I don't know. It's got Paul Newman in it. I mean, it's Robert Shaw. It's a winner no matter what.
The Old
but
Man.
it may not have been as great as we remembered it.
Is it the Old Man and the Gun? It's Sissy Spacek.
How long ago was that? Did that come out?
2018.
Oh.
Robert Redford, Casey Affleck, Sissy Spacek.
Wow, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, time flies.
That's the last one you saw with him?
I think so. It's the last thing I can remember.
Oh my God, Danny Glover. There's a name from the past.
Like I say, I can remember. He did one with Jane Fonda too, probably about the same time. And yeah, I mean, he's an icon. He hasn't. I don't know if he's directed too much. Sometimes he directs movies without himself. I think he might have directed the Last Castle too.
I mean, he won Best Director for Ordinary People, and I didn't like that movie.
Really?
Did you? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it when it came out, and I just remember being kind of like, kind of blown away by it. It had to do with depression. Timothy Hutton came out of nowhere.
Now, who's...
The dad is Donald Sutherland.
And the mom's Mary Tyler Moore?
Right.
I don't know if it's me being biased or not, but because it came out the same year as Raging Bull,
Yeah.
that I just, maybe that's why. Because I'd already seen Raging Bull, and I already knew that Raging Bull didn't win Best Picture over that movie. So I probably just went into it with a bad attitude, because Raging Bull to me is an absolute classic, and I don't know. I watched it once, and I didn't care for it. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember who. I think Judd Hirsch might have been the therapist in that.
I think he was. I think you're
Ordinary
right.
People.
Yeah. I mean, I bet if I look at the two, I guarantee Raging Bull gets rated higher on IMDb than...
Yeah, probably.
It's gotta. Cause,
Well, because Ordinary People had to do with depression, and
but I mean, De Niro's performance. in
suicide
Ordinary-
attempts and things like that. It's not. It wasn't really upbeat. And
All right.
you're right, though. I mean, De Niro had tremendous performance in Raging.
All right, don't look. I'm going to have you guess. What does Ordinary People get?
8 even.
All right, and what do you think Raging Bull gets?
8.4. That's my guess. We'll see how close I get.
All right, so you said 8 even for Ordinary People. It gets a 7.7. You said 8.4. Raging Bull gets an 8.2.
Oh, so they're both both lower than what I thought.
But I mean, that's 8.2, 7.7. I mean, they're both pretty high. But I mean, I agree. I don't agree with the 7.7, but I certainly
The
agree.
difference is about the same as what I predicted too.
It is,
Pretty close.
But I do agree with the 8.2 because De Niro's performance is just maybe the best I've ever seen. I don't know. I mean, Jack Nicholson I thought was excellent in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest too, and Anthony Hopkins in The Silence of the Lambs.
Right.
I mean, those are three of the most iconic.
Yeah, you can't imagine somebody else taking Jack
No,
Nicholson's.
No, I wouldn't want anybody because
No.
that's just. It's almost like I wouldn't want to see anybody else play his character as good as it gets because he's just so good at it.
Right.
He's just so good at being such a jerk. It's like it's so effortless to him. It's like he's not acting. It's just like he's like, I don't need a script. Let me just be me. That's just how it seems to me with him.
That's how natural it is.
Exactly.
That's how good he is. You know who else did that? I say this all the time. It's Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando put his stamp on several roles that you could never be played again. They're done. The Godfather. He was the Godfather.
Can you imagine some moron trying to remake The Godfather? Someone's gonna try to. Someone will.
Someday.
Because they're trying to remake everything. So.
Right.
Or like Goodfellas. You can't remake Goodfellas. You just can't. You can't replace Joe Pesci. Nobody can play that role.
Nope.
That's another one of the iconic roles of my lifetime that I've seen is Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. But yeah, so like I said, that might have something to do with it because I had seen Raging Bull already a couple of times before I saw.
It's tough.
Ordinary People, but
It's like, well, I'll be honest with you. The year that Jaws came out, I was very surprised that Jaws didn't win awards. And now we look back on it. You look back, Jaws is a classic film.
absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest that year. That's pretty close to the same year, 1975.
Yeah, it is. Jaws gets an 8.1 though. I mean, man, that's like the classic. I mean, would you call that a horror movie or more thriller?
I don't know. I think that they consider that type of movie, with what do they call it? That theme of man versus nature.
Mm-hmm.
that tends to be like a horror movie type of thing because you had that bears and octopus. God only knows. They come out with that theme with all kinds of beasts.
All right, so I already told you Jaws gets an 8.1. What do you think One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest gets?
I'll say that one's 8.5.
8.7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an excellent movie.
It is. It's one of my favorites.
When you
of all time.
watch it and you see the supporting cast in that, some of those guys, Danny
Danny
DeVito,
DeVito, Christopher Lloyd, Chief. I forget who plays Chief, but they're great. They're
It
just.
is.
I think is it Brad Dorff?
Brad Dourif, yeah. Made his
And
career.
even her. I mean, Nurse Ratched. My
Oh, she was
God,
fantastic.
I mean, I don't know what she's done since then. I think I've seen her in a couple of movies, and that's it. But talk about unforgettable. My
Right.
God, she is awful.
And she won. She won the award for that.
Absolutely deserved it. No question. I don't even know what other actresses were nominated that year, but I could not imagine anyone else playing that part like that. She was so miserable. But we are out of time this week. As
we
always.
talked about a lot of great pictures.
Yes, we did. We always go off topic, but that's okay. It's a movie show. That's what we do. So, yeah, we'll be back next week. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
Hey, I'm Don Treller, and these are the ones you don't want to miss.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Here's Johnny.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.